Hi, I'm here to talk about my vision of clinical governance within the intensive care department. I'm really keen to hear what your thoughts are too. So feel free to contact me or any of the clinical governance team as well. The reason why I'm doing this online is because I'm doing a list, and so therefore I can't make the meeting. However, it highlighted a possible solution in a department that where everyone works weekends, nights, and you're never going to get the team in the same room at the same time. So I think we need to have a learning model and clinical governance model that reflects that. Oh, sorry for the mess behind me. So my vision is focused on two principles. The first principle is that the most important person is the person by the bedside. We need to empower them to be able to make the right choices, to change the environment they're in to make sure that it optimizes patient care. And then the second principle is that we're all human, and that is incredibly powerful because it means that we work well as a team, and we empathize with each other and our patients. However, it does mean that we need to accept that mistakes happen and balance that into what we do. So in terms of my vision, I think one of the most important factors is to ensure that we have a safe environment so that people can speak up. If people don't speak up, no matter who you are, then you will internalize it, it will burden your mind, and then on top of that, it will then cause burnout or depression. I think this is a highly stressful job, and I think the only way we can move forward is to be able to speak up, share our mistakes through debriefs or talking to the team or talking to seniors, and then it allows us to start the healing process from there, and as a department grow from there too in terms of learning and moving forward. But for this to happen, I think that we need to show our leadership by sharing our mistakes too. So if we make a mistake, then I think that we need to demonstrate to juniors as to how we should be transparent with it, to share them and to show learning from it too. And I think that that's kind of the core aspect of clinical governance in my perspective, is that it's it's trying to turn something that was negative and emotional into something positive, clinical governance into a healing process for these various different things that happen. However, to do this correctly, we need to make sure that we supervise juniors properly, especially when it comes to projects, to ensure these projects are realistic and that they get finished as well, because I think that it's quite destructive when a project is undertaken but not finished. The reason being is it deflates enthusiasm, and it inspires other people to not do projects and not engage. So it can be quite destructive on many levels. And what is clear to me is that the clinical governance team, amazing as they are not in a position to supervise all the priority projects out there for the department, and therefore we need everyone to get involved. And that's why I've asked all the consultants, and I'm asking you as well, that in terms of band 7s and consultants, to supervise one project every 2 years. You're most welcome to supervise more than that, but at least that. And the reason being is that will be more than enough in terms of then having priority projects covered. With it, it means that more people will finish their projects, they're more supported, it will nurture enthusiasm and creativity. And I do welcome projects that are quirky or are pet interests. I think that they are important too, as long as it doesn't take away resources from the key core problems that we are trying to address. And I feel at the moment the balance is too much towards pet projects, and we need to nudge it the other way a bit towards some of the more core issues, and therefore resources aimed at the most valued projects. As a clinical governance team, I think we need to make it as easy as possible for everybody to get engaged. And that's something we're really trying hard to do. But also make it easy for people to do projects and to share learning. So that means not reinventing the wheel. And that's something that we're working on in terms of reusing effective project designs for similar things, to make sure it's completely transparent so everyone knows what's going on. That's why we have these links on the website, etc. And to have a well-established shared learning pathway, so that when people do finish projects, the clinical governance team can lead and guide the department in terms of how to share this learning in a coordinated chorus of a voice. Because what was very clear from Laurie's project last year that was presented at SICO was that if everyone has their own message that they all shout out from all at the same time, then no one listens. And it's an ineffective way of getting messages out there. Whereas if we coordinate the approach and we lead it, then that means that we'll get people to want to listen. And I think that is key. So then as we move into the future, if we do all these things, I'm convinced that the department, the juniors, everybody will want to get involved, because it will be exciting, it will be interesting, it will allow people to develop personally, it will allow the department to develop as well, and then it will allow us to move into new realms like anticipating problems rather than reacting to problems, and as such will then make things a lot safer for our patients. Thank you very much for your time, and feel free to get in contact with me anytime if you want to chat about any of these things. Bye.